Hello, hello, hello. We are doing... What are we doing? Well, doing Snoring Dog. But, so any noises you hear is a little dog that's fast asleep. But what we're doing is we're doing Brian Eno's Forever and Ever No More. It's his 22nd album, apparently. Bit of a family affair. Roger Eno's on there. Cecilia Eno, that's Roger Eno's daughter, I think, and Darla Eno, it's Brian Eno's daughter. As well as Leo Abrahams, who is, he's a guitarist. I think he does some of the production. John Hopkins, Pete Chilvers, Claude R. Simmons is on here. Unfortunately, I kind of thought that, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do this anymore because I just feel like I come on here and shit on everyone. I can't help myself. I knew what this album was going to be like before it came out because I heard that There Were Bells song, and I had a funny feeling that we were going to get a certain kind of record. And we got a certain kind of record. And again, there's nothing inherently bad about the record. I mean, well, there's nothing inherently good about the record either, but there will be people who say it's the greatest thing ever, but it's not. What Eno's done here is he has finally created the ambient song album. He's pushed his ambient music form to its natural kind of conclusion, and then he's added words to it. So yeah, there are, I guess, again, melody is something that is kind of lacking. I mean, there's a bit of melody here, but it's sonic sludge. It's just sonic sludge. It's ambient music. It's all of the same. It's all of the same ilk, It's all the tone palette that's used. It's the same stuff, that those bloody awful chimey, almost DX7 bell noises that he's been using for the last 30 years are present. I'm exhausted by it. There was nothing new. There was nothing new here for me. Again, these songs separately, in a different context, in the middle of a standard Brian Eno album, would be a great addition. But to have 45 minutes of effectively something that just feels the same tonally, rhythmically, there is no rhythm. Rhythmically, it's just all the same. It's all the same pace. There is no pulse to this album. The only time there ever comes anything close to a pulse is These Small Noises, which has a kind of a piano refrain on it. But the rest of it, if you hear it, it's a very simplistic, indistinct, a swash of synth and vocals. Some of them treated, so you have distortion and pitch shifting done on the vocals, which again isn't particularly new or particularly interesting in this context. I sound like I'm shitting all over Eno. It's because I am. But yeah, Brian's, it's the end of the world. It's the end of the world, and there's nothing we can do to save it. And Brian's here to tell us that, and that's great. That's great. The thing is, Brian, is it will carry on. It's not the end of the world we need to worry about. It's the end of mankind. Again, the concepts here are simple. Who gives a thought? And he's talking about nematodes, worms. Because we live a busy life. We don't have time to stop and stare. Again, a lot of these literary conceits have been covered by the great poets over the years, and Eno's doing it all to the back end of a sludgy synth. Blah. And it carries on. It carries on. If it isn't ruminations on the sun, or just just again, it's a very dawn. Dawn, I guess dawn is bright sunlit dawns is the kind of tonal palette we're aiming for here. I think it's sunlight through dappled trees, the sound of small children playing, jumpers for goalposts. Yeah, like I say, bits of it are all right. Bits of it I found, like I just found it as a whole. I mean, I think I described it to Mrs. I said it's like a pillow. It's nice and comfortable, but then they try and make you eat the pillow. You know, this is what it feels like. It's like, here's a nice bit of cake. Now have another nice bit of cake. Have another night until you've eaten all the cake and they've brought out another cake and there's another cake. And that's what it feels like. And I can't think of any context in which I will listen to this album again. Unless I don't know, I was having trouble sleeping. And that's not because it's boring, it's because it's calming, if you know what I mean. It's not a record that I would actively sit down and put on if I wanted to listen to it. Maybe if I was reading a book or doing something else, you know, tidying or, you know, and I didn't want to concentrate on it. Like I said, he's finally perfected the ambient song. And I don't know if he should be commended for that or not. Again, I can't tell if that's a good thing or not. You know, because again, the whole point of ambient music is it's supposed to exist in a frame where you don't actually have to concentrate on it. And that's what I got a feeling with this. Is I just started floating. Every time I listened to it, I listened to it over there, and I listened to it on my headphones. You know, because I thought maybe if I concentrate on it on my headphone, I'll concentrate. But when I was listening over there on the sofa, I was just like, oh, started looking. Oh, there's a cobweb up there. You know, I lost focus, if you know what I mean. So I don't know how I would listen to this, and I'm really fucking annoyed with myself because I bought this on vinyl, right? And it hasn't turned up because there was a postal strike, and so I'm probably not going to get it till next week. Oh no, the vinyl actually has been delayed. I got an email yesterday from Mr. Eno. I imagine he personally sent it himself because he cares that much about his fans. I'm joking, that's a joke. But I got an email from Eno Corp saying, oh, it's been delayed because of logistical issues, and so you'll get it next week sometime. It's like, well, that's not very good, is it? Because I pre-ordered this in July when it was first announced. You know, you'd think you'd be able to get your fucking house in order. But I also after pre-ordering the vinyl, they announced this surround sound mix, Dolby Atmos thing. Not I've got Dolby Atmos, but I thought it'd be interesting picking up because Eno himself had done the mix, and I don't think Eno's ever done a surround sound mix before, and I thought we might be interested to hear his take on it, even though I thought, well, it's just going to be swirly synthy shit, and it's going to be a few swirls in the background and some voices that will probably, do the march around your head. But I thought I'd pick it up, and that's been, delayed. That's been delayed by the postal strike, so I don't know when I'm going to get that. Probably next week. So I ended up listening to this on streaming, But I've spent good money on a record I'm never going to listen to. Not. I really want to listen to that. It's just me. I hate everything. But no, I think again. Now, let's bring this back around to me. I worked hard for the last year to produce an album that I think would be interesting to people. I actively tried to make it interesting, that will keep your focus for 40 minutes. It's called Fragments, and I'm going to put a link in the description so you buy that instead of this nonsense from Brian Eno. Or at least listen to it, please. Please listen to it. And I think this is why I get so annoyed by this, because I don't hear any musicality in this, because again, if you know how to do ambient music, I've dabbled, you listen to it and go, well, I know where this comes from. It doesn't feel particularly musical. There's no wit in it. and again, I like Eno because he can be witty. Again, musically witty as well. There's no pulse. There's no rhythm to it. And again, Eno, I've always been interested in his take on on rhythm, and there's none of that in it for me. The lyrics are all right, but there's no cleverness. There's no cleverness to the lyrics. They're pretty, they're pretty straight ahead. The imagery is, it's just, and it's just, again, incredibly samey all the way through. And that's it. Is it a bad album? Well, it's not. It's just not an album that I will choose to listen to. I will actively get off the shelf and put on. And that's the problem. These artists now produce albums because it is just self-indulgent twaddle now. There is no art of the album. They're allowed to do what they want with no producer, or they get was it Leo Abrams who Eno discovered, and gave his his career, so he's going to be on side just in case he never gets to work again with Eno. So he's got a yes man in there as in a post production role, and they're just allowed to do what they fucking will please. And this is the result of that. It just becomes incredibly self-indulgent, incredibly unfocused, and for me, unsatisfying. Again, this is my opinion, right? And you can be upset and annoyed, and I know, throw your toys at me and leave insults in the comments. But this is my opinion, and this is someone who, like I said, I've been. Not that it means anything, because all opinions are meaningless. They're all meaningless because we all have them and they're all valid. It's just I take the mickey and say, you're idiots, because that's the whole point of entertainment, isn't it? Otherwise, I could just sit here stroking my beard. I could do that. I mean, we now live in a time where I have to explain everything because people are stupid. It's an album for stupid people. There you go. Who want to think that they're clever, because there's nothing clever about this record. It's the opposite of clever. It's an album that doesn't need to exist. It says nothing. It's like that. It's like a biscuit. It's nice. It's like a biscuit. It's nice. But I can't eat a whole packet of biscuits. Never could, never would, never will. And now I can't. Not that I would. I never have done. I like a couple of biscuits, maybe 2 biscuits, possibly 3. 3 biscuits, and then I'm thinking, I've pushed the boat out. But here, they're shoving the biscuits and the cake, and I can't. Too much. It's all too nice. It's too synthy. It's too many vocal layers. Yeah. Anyway, go listen to it. It's on all the streaming. You don't have to buy it. You can just go and you can stream it, because it's completely worthless, and you can hear that very little effort has been put into making this record. And yeah, it just goes to show that even completely untalented hacks can make a record now. And that's how I feel. Oh boy, and you don't want to hear what I've got to say about the Red Hot Chili Peppers album. 2 days, 2 albums on the same day, and they're both absolute piles of dog shit. But hey, Fragments by Darren Locke. It's 40 minutes of fun and frolics, and I guarantee it will keep you listening. It keeps moving. It moves from one bit. That's why it's called Fragments, because there's bits to it. There's little bits to it. And I wanted it to be, I want you to go, that's good. Ooh. And I'll put a link to that instead. And so you can listen to this and go, Darren's wrong. And then you listen to my music, and go, God, Darren's a fucking egotistical wanker. And then we'll all be happy. No, thanks for watching. I've been talking about I've got the artwork. I've got to put the artwork back on. I'm going to do big artwork. There we go. This album, Never Again by Brian Eno. I think that's what it's called. I'll listen to it never again. all run into each other again. Even run the title into each other. So it's all one, just to irritate me. Brian. You really bloody irritate me with that. It's not even clever. Not even that was clever. Even that was stupid. Anyway, dog cam. That's what you want. You want dog cam. Dog cam is where it's at. There is a comfortable little doggy. All she does is sleep. You do know that. She just sleeps all day. So I can zoom in. Oops. I think I've broken it. Have I broken it? Yeah, anyway. Dog cam. I've wasted enough of your time. I'm sorry, folks. I know this wasn't the Eno review you wanted. I'm sorry. You've probably not even got this far. So I'm just gonna use this bit to talk to the old faithful. Hey guys, I'm you guys who come every day and who watch the videos. I just want to say a special thank you, for sticking with this nonsense, and because no, nobody likes what I do. Only you guys understand me, and girls. I'm sure there must be at least one woman who watches these videos, mustn't there? But I just want to say a personal thank you to each and every one of you. I could probably name you for just sticking with me as you watch me just get more and more pissed off with everything, with every passing album release. Thank you. That's that. I'm out of here. Is this a prog review? Should this have been I don't even know should this have been a prog review? Shit, I should have done this as a prog review. Do you think it's too late? Do you think if I do the prog review now? I'll do the intro now. Hi, it's prog review. We're doing Brian Eno. He's got an album out. It's rubbish. Prog on. Yeah, see, that's brilliant. That was brilliant. Oh, and I forgot to add, remember this is 17 minutes 41 seconds of your life you'll never get back. Just thought I'd mention that.